in these problem solving questions, there's a number of steps we need to follow. So we first need to define any unknown variables. Then we need to either write an equation or an inequality depending on the question. Then we need to solve the equation or the inequality. Then we can check the solution and then finally answer the question being asked. So let's begin with question 15. So when 3 times a number is increased by 11, the result is 1 more than 13 times the number. So it seems quite confusing when you first read it, but let's just follow these steps. So we'll start off by defining any unknowns. So we've got an unknown number. So I'm going to start off by letting the unknown value be x. Now I need to convert what's written in words into an algebraic equation. So when 3 times a number is increased by 11, so remember my number was x, so if it's 3 times that number and I'm increasing it by 11, I could write that as 3x plus 11. So 3 times the number plus 11. And I know that the result, so what it's equal to, is going to be 1 more than 13 times the number. So 1 more than 13 times the number. So I've set up my equation. Now I need to solve the equation. So I'm going to get all my x's by themselves. So if I subtract 3x from both sides of the equation, I would have no more x's on the left hand side, and I would have 10 x's here, because 13x minus 3x is 10x. The rest stays as is. Then if I subtract 1 from both sides of the equation, I'll be left with 10x is equal to 10. And then if I divide both sides of the equation by 10, x is going to be equal to 1. So let's check our solution to make sure it makes sense. Basically, if I substitute 1 into this equation for both the left hand and the right hand side, I should get the same thing, because I know that 3 times the number plus 11 should be equal to 13 times the number plus 1. So let's check. So the left hand side, so substitute So if we substitute x is equal to 1 to the left hand side of the equation, so I'd have 3 by 1 plus 11 is equal to 3 plus 11, which is equal to 14. And on the right hand side of the equation, I've got 13 by 1 plus 1, which is equal to 13 plus 1, which is equal to 14. So the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So that solution makes sense. And the final part of our process was that we needed to answer the question being asked. So find the number. So therefore, the unknown number is 1. So in question 17, we actually have 2 unknown values. So the sum of 2 numbers is 18. When one of these numbers is subtracted from twice the other number, the result is 3. So what are the numbers? So if we were asked to solve this, we would actually have to use simultaneous equations of 2 numbers. First, let's define our variables. So let the unknown values be x and y. And they told me that the sum of the 2 numbers is equal to 18. And they also told me when one of these numbers is subtracted from twice the other number, the result is 3. So when x is subtracted from twice the value of y, we know that the result is 3. So this is how we'd set up the equations. However, this is a set of simultaneous equations. We've got 2 equations and 2 unknown variables. So it's reasonable for me at this stage to ask you to set up these equations, but we haven't yet learned how to solve them. So we will leave this question here for now, and in coming lessons or coming weeks, we will actually learn how to solve a set of equations like